In the last video, we were introduced to numbers in JavaScript by storing our age into a variable. There is so much more we can do with these numbers though. Let's head over to the console and see this in action. If we click on this symbol here and clear the console, we can now start to take a look at numbers and arithmetic. Let's start with some basic arithmetic, such as subtraction, multiplication, addition, and division. So inside here, we can simply state 10, take away 5, and then returned we get the value of 5. We can go ahead and do 34, and a multiplication is the star symbol. So 34 multiplied by 7, and that's a value of 238. Addition is the plus symbol which we've seen before. So 12 add 6 is 18. If we want to divide in JavaScript, it's the /. So 3 divided by 3 gives us a value of 1. Let's try another. 12 divided by 4, which is 3. We also have modulus, which is a percent symbol. So let's do 12% and then 3. Modulus is the remainder which is left over after dividing. So 3 goes into 12 equally, so there's nothing left over. The same if we do 12 and then 4. 4 goes into 12 3 times with nothing left over, so the value is 0. However, if we change this to be 13 and then 3 will go into 13 4 times, making 12 with 1 left over. This is why we get the value of 1 just here. All of these additions, subtractions, multiplications, divisions, and also modulus are all what we called arithmetic operators. There are more operators too in JavaScript, and we'll cover these too as we go through this course. These operators can also be used for values stored in variables too. Let's go over to our starter file into number 2, which is arithmetic and operators. Let's close this down, open up our second index page, and also open this up in the browser. So I'm just going to copy the path from here, and then paste this in to the browser. So first, let's look at some arithmetic operators inside of our code editor. So just here we can see all the operators which we have inside of a comment. So let's assign these to some variables. So variable, so let's say left school, and the age of 16. Then we can set our age. So my age is 34. And then we can do some calculations to work out how many years since we left school. So let's create a new variable called years since school. And then we can set this to our age. So my age is 34. Take away the number of years since we left school, which is stored inside of this variable. So this will translate to 34, take away 16. And let's check this out with a console log. Just like we did before, do a console.log, and then we can pass in our variable of years since school. And now the console should do this calculation for us. So refresh. We've got a spelling mistake there. So console.log, refresh. So it's number 18. Another thing which can trip people up is what is called operator precedence. This is just a fancy name for the order in which things happen. If we create a variable which stores a value of 3 numbers, just like this. So let's scroll down and we'll add a comment. So order of operation. Let's store a number, such as 10 plus 10 multiplied by 2. Then let's do a second console log. And we can log to the console the value of number. Save that. Reload, and we get the value of 30. So if we go back and look at our number, we may expect the calculation to be ran from left to right. So 10 plus 10 is 20, multiplied by 2 is 40. In fact, what happens is the multiplication happens first. So 10 multiplied by 2 is 20, and then the 10 is added on, giving us a value of 30. And this is the value which you'll see over in the console just here. This is because multiplication and also division have a higher precedence than subtraction or addition. If we wanted to change this so the 10 plus 10 happens first, we can wrap these inside of brackets, also called parentheses, just like this. These brackets will make sure that this calculation is performed first. So this will be 20 multiplied by 2, giving us a value of 40. So let's check this out in the console by refreshing. And there's the value of 40. It's worth noting too that if all of the operators had equal precedence, then the calculation is performed from left to right. This would be the case if all operators were addition or subtraction. We said earlier these additions, multiplications, and so on were called operators. There is also two more operators available to us called increment and decrement. So let's give this a go. If we now comment out this console log with the 2 forward slashes, and also this one here to give us a clear console. Below this, I'm going to create a new section, and this is for increment and decrement. So we now know that this number variable is a value of 40. If we were to go ahead and add number plus plus, just like this would increment the value by 1 each time. So if we save this and go over to the console, with a console log of the number, this should now increment the value of 40 to be 41. If we were to go ahead and increment this again with number plus plus, this should now give us a value of 42. This is something we'll see quite often in JavaScript, particularly when using loops. Let's now take a look at decrement, which, as you may have guessed, will reduce the value by 1 each time. And we do this with the negative symbols, just like that, and reload. And now our initial value of 40 is now reduced to 39. This is a common thing to do for increasing a player's score, for example, or increasing the number of items in a shopping basket. So this is something really useful to know when using JavaScript.